Now, in good news, we have cryptocurrency kind of servicing the original purpose, which is preventing, the misappropriation of fiat currency by governments, affecting the working class or the everyday man. And it's really interesting. So Argentines take refuge in stablecoins after the economy minister resignation. Obviously, across the world right now, we're having huge economic strife. And Argentina is one of them now at this point. And let's get into the article. Major crypto exchanges reported that consumers purchased up to 3 times as many stablecoins over the weekend as they usually do amid a brewing economic crisis. Now, when we talk about the inception of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in general, we talk about its kind of catalyst being the 2008 housing crisis and that recession in the US. And basically, excuse me, let me get something to drink. It's hard to talk for this long. And basically the idea that it would be a hedge against inflation, it would protect people from economic crisis. And to a certain extent, a lot of what's been happening recently is people are kind of assuming that the downturn of cryptocurrency is directly tied to the downturn of the economy, and we are seeing Bitcoin follow traditional markets. The only kind of argument I have against that that's kind of interesting is it's still following its traditional cycle. So depending on if it goes lower, then we could say, it's affected directly by inflation. I'd be very careful, obviously, with investments and so on, but it's interesting to look at this. It may be that cryptocurrency doesn't really start acting as this kind of hedge against economic crisis until it's a full-on crisis. In the case of something like Argentina right now, or in the case of Venezuela and Digibyte, like we saw not too long ago during the last bull run. Following the resignation Saturday of Argentina's economy minister, Martin Guzman, amid an economic crisis, Argentines purchased between 2 and 3 times as many stablecoins as they do on a typical weekend, crypto companies in the country told CoinDesk. 3 major crypto exchanges said that the consumers were looking to hedge against a potential devaluation of the Argentine peso, ARS, whose buying power has plummeted over the past years as inflation skyrockets. Following Guzman's resignation, the peso depreciated about 15% against the stablecoins DAI and Tether on several leading local exchange platforms. Both stablecoins rose from ARS 245 on Friday to ARS 280 over the weekend. Following the appointment of Silvina Batakis to replace Guzman as the new Minister of Economy late Sunday, Tether quotations on Argentine exchanges rose to ARS 303 per coin. Quote, whenever there's one of these news stories in Argentina because of the 24/7 nature of crypto, it is the first market where Argentina starts to look for a price for the US dollar. This drives volumes up. Sebastian Serrano, CEO of the Argentina-based crypto exchange Ripio, told CoinDesk. Guzman's resignation is part of the latest fallout from the fight between Argentine President Alberto Fernandez and the Vice President Cristina Fernandez de Kirchner over the economic direction of the country, which saw inflation in May spike 60% year over year. In addition, Argentina's central bank is running out of foreign currency reserves, which is hindering imports, among other consequences. Argentine exchange Buenbit recorded a 300% increase in trading on Sunday compared to the same day in previous weeks, the company told CoinDesk, adding that many people use their DAI as collateral to obtain loans in Argentine pesos and purchase more DAI as protection against a potential peso devaluation. Various local media reports did not rule out the possibility that the government might announce a foreign exchange holiday on Monday to calm markets. Due to the lack of price references for the US dollar over the weekend, most Argentine exchanges increased the spreads between bid and ask prices to 18%, when in general they are around 2%. Pablo Sabatella, founder of the crypto education platform DeFi Education, which focuses on Latin America, tweeted on Sunday that exchanges added a giant spread to the people so that people don't trade, and the exchanges hedge against tomorrow's opening price. due to demand, and without a reference replacement prices rose and spreads widened, tweeted Andre Wise, head of trading and strategy at the Argentina-based crypto exchange Lemon Cash, adding that after Guzman's resignation, demand for crypto dollars was strong. So what are we seeing here? We're seeing kind of an interesting play, which is because cryptocurrency is 24/7 and the trading is available to the public is actually going in and using it to purchase not cryptocurrency, not Bitcoin to hedge against it, but the US dollar to hedge against the Argentina peso. So it's kind of a weird case here, because what we would have to assume then, if we wanted to see cryptocurrency actually move away from traditional markets, right, is you would want to see Argentines, there we go, move into Bitcoin, not into stablecoins. At the end of the day, until the US dollar crashes, I don't think you see that actually happen. So I think an economic crisis that affects the US dollar is when we would see whether or not Bitcoin is set up in a position to basically handle its original purpose, which is that hedge against inflation, etc. And that may come in 2023 with the recession, etc. So once again, what you're seeing is the ability of cryptocurrency and blockchain to allow people to get out of economic crisis when their government is messing up. But they're doing it in a way that is still tied to a traditional fiat system in the US dollar. But as far as the technology works, it's kind of doing what it's supposed to be doing. So it's really interesting, right? There are still ways, obviously, they're trying to manipulate it and so on. Thanks for checking out this clip from the Crypto Mining Show. You can check out the full episode here or more crypto content down here. Also, I'd like you to check out my locals page at sonofatech.locals.com, where you can become a member for free or choose to be a $5 a month supporter that unlocks additional content.